a lot learning this category. We'll see if he decides to play it safe or play it aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And we should mention that the winner of this matchup will go on to the final four of the winner's bracket. Now, obviously, it's not the total final four because we have a second chance or loser's bracket. But yeah, we are actually underway. And we'll get these synced up in a little bit. But we see both of them actually grabbing power up in 1-1. But the winner will face the winner of Cosmic versus the Cull. So just gets tougher and tougher as every round goes on if you keep winning.
Oh, absolutely. This is just the way the tournament is set up this year. It's just an absolute endurance, an absolute grind. So many great times from all the runners here. You are really going to see the cream of the crop of the Super Mario Brothers community in this tournament.
So Roy choosing to power up in 1-2, and a beautiful freeze frame there in the sliding animation as we get these two synced up. Goofy also powering up in 1-2, and we are underway with the fire strategies for both runners. So both runners opting to play it a little bit safe in terms of power-up grabs. They're not going 1-3 and 1-4 for big fire. They're not going small fire. And Roy actually takes a hit, so he will have the opportunity to power up at 1-3, 1-4, but already a bit of a deficit for Roy.
All right. Beautiful stairs there for Goofy with a 345. Avoids the fireworks. Now, for those unfamiliar with this game, if your timer on the singles digit finishes with a 6, a 3, or a 1, you get the corresponding number of fireworks in celebration for finishing at that time. Us as speedrunners, we don't like that. That loses a lot of time for us. Try to avoid fireworks at all costs.
Absolutely. So even though we've got July 4th coming up in the States here, you don't want to get fireworks unless you're doing the 144 fireworks category on one of those weekends. But Roy powers up in 1-3, and he will head into 1-4. I want to address something I'm seeing here in chat. People are saying, rip the spreadsheet. And so for those of you who might not be familiar, all of the patterns in this game are determined by the time at which you get to that point in the level or in the speed run. So these runners will know what patterns they are about to get because we have a spreadsheet mapping out all of the patterns in levels like 3-4, etc. So Roy taking that hit in 1-2, it might actually put him off of the spreadsheet. He may not have mapped out enough frame rules or enough time in the game to know what to expect in 3-4. So that early hit for Roy is not only a deficit just in time in, taking a hit and having to repower up, but it may also be a deficit if he hasn't mapped out enough frame rules later on in the speedrun.
I know a lot of it's, some people see it as pulling back the curtain, but the sweet science of such a long run for Warpless absolutely on display, and these two runners are very into using the spreadsheet to get themselves the absolute best time possible. Goofy with a perfect 2-1, Roy right on his heels. Even with the early mistake there, Takate, Roy is not that far behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is actually not rip spreadsheet regardless of time. The power-ups, you can repower up and actually still be on the right frame rules. So I've done that several times before. But anyway, going on into 2-2, this narrow corridor right here at the beginning can be a little tricky spot, especially if you're big fire. But Goofy Chocobo having no problem getting a bit of a tricky pattern there, though. Well done by Goofy to shoot the enemies out of his way.
Absolutely. Beautiful sniping in this level. 2-2 is a real early tester, just with some narrow spots to get through. And if your fireballs are not on point, you're in for a very bad swim.
Absolutely.
Right.
Roy.
Great job through the pipe.
Yep. Good job through the pipe. And Roy also making it through with a clean 3:16 on the timer. So very well done by both runners in 2-2. About half a level apart, but long way to go here. Obviously Goofy with the lead as we head into 2-3, the first of our cheap levels, and this is definitely a cheap level.
Oh, absolutely. These guys are not done with you after the swim. They want to fly up. They want to hit you in the face. Nobody wants to be out here kissing fishes, so we'll be blasting them. And as I say that, Roy gets hit yet again. He's going to have to go for the 2-3 and the 2-4 power-up to get his fire back, losing a little more time to Goofy.
Told you it was a cheap level, but that means Roy will have to power up in 2-3 and 2-4. The good thing is, though, both of those are relatively easy power-ups, and Roy avoiding a 6 on the timer there, so avoiding the 6 fire-ups, nicely done, but he will have to power up in 2-4 as well. So Goofy Chocobo with a pretty sizable advantage early on, ducks under that fireball, well done.
Beautiful elevator jump there. Gets up over, nice quick kill. He's been running very clean so far.
Absolutely pun intended there. Reacting to chat, pun intended on the cheap level, absolutely.
All right. Quick kill for Roy as well, and he is on to World 3. World 3 is going to be just a lot more basic platforming. We're going to see a few difficult spots here, but we're really ramping up for World 4, and it's the second half of the game that really the difficulty ramps. Exactly what these guys can get done. Goofy with a beautiful backwards jump to finish with a 347, opting not to take on the Koopa with the fireball. Roy not that far behind. He's going to come through, get out, and we'll see exactly how he takes the stairs. And up, and ooh, stair bossed a little bit. And ooh, gets the fireworks this time with a 3 on the timer.
Yeah, so Goofy maintaining his advantage and actually expanding it after 3-1. He got the 347 on the timer. Roy loses about 4 in-game seconds, and then will also lose an extra 1.5 seconds. So that's about a 3-second loss for Roy relative to Goofy in 3-1. So that lead expands even more for Goofy Chocobo.
All right, swag kill for Roy right there on 3-2. A little bit farther behind, but definitely still wants to show off the swag in the run.
Yeah, we got the thank you Goofy strategy. Both runners doing the Goofy Chocobo fireball strategy, which syncs in tune with the music in 3-2. Unfortunately for Roy, even though he did despawn that Goomba with the Goofy strat, he still bonked into the stairs. So you have to wonder if he's a little bit rattled, making a few mistakes that are a little uncharacteristic for him. But I think once he settles in, he'll be just fine.
Well, it's also widely accepted that the stairs are the true boss of this game.
Absolutely, no doubt. And Goofy into 3-4. I think he knows the pattern he's on right here, so we'll just have to see how he takes 3-4 here.
Opting to play the Potaboo safe. Not a bad call. Not sure if they're watching each other race or where he's at, but a safe 3-4 is a clean 3-4.
Absolutely, and definitely a smart decision there. He maybe either had a bad pattern, one that he wasn't comfortable with, or he saw that he was ahead, or maybe he just wants to take it safe in general. But, you know, it is never a bad option to take it safe and only lose a couple frame rules versus, you know, just trying to save 0.7 seconds.
All right, a nice 3-4 for Roy as well, and he's through. Nursing, he's about 2/3 of a level behind right now, but again, we're still in the first half of the race. There is a long way to go. World 5 and World 6 are looming heavy on these two runners, Takate.
Absolutely, and 4-1, the easiest run in the level. We'll see if Roy opts for the FPG. I assume because he probably thinks he's behind, he won't go for the FPG, but aside, he does go for the FPG. Let's go. Almost gets it.
Oh, so close.
I love the fun from Roy. I always approve of FPGs in races.
All right, so now it's bottom route, top route time. Jack, go ahead. Tell us what team you are. Goofy is bottom route. Probably Roy too, if I'm not mistaken. I am team top route for life. I am all about safety.
Yeah, I don't try to predict what these guys are due because, as you all too well know, Spork, when you try to predict it, they surprise you. And Roy goes top. There you go.
There we go. 3:44 on the timer for Goofy. He's going to be getting on to 4-3 nice and easy. Again, Roy, though, overcoming early mistakes, and so far so good. He is losing a little ground, but he's still within striking distance with as much run as there is left in this race.
And now we're heading into 4-3, which is an interesting level because if you don't slow down at all, and then you jump from a certain point on this final moving platform, up and down platform right there, Mario will be 1 pixel above that block, and that 1 pixel will save 2 frames, which will actually end up saving 0.35 seconds because of the way this game checks for level completion. It only checks every 21 frames, and this happens to be right on the border of a 21 frame window. So you see Goofy Chocobo got it. I can't quite tell if Roy got it. We'll have to look from the coin count, the flashing coin at top, and I'll be able to tell in just a second here if he got the sky boots. He did not. So Roy loses 0.35 seconds there relative to Goofy Chocobo in 4-3.
All right, Bowser not cooperating, jumping backwards. This is one of the few times where forward Bowser can be friendly in 4-4. You got to get over that Potaboo and that fire bar coming through. All right, we are into World 5 now. This is the challenge level for most of the speedrunners. This is certainly where a lot of speedruns go to die. 5-1, not so much, but 5-2, we're going to see a couple of RNG-dependent moments happen for our runners here.
Absolutely, and definitely the RNG ramps up in 5-2, 5-3, and 5-4. 5-1 usually pretty comfortable. The only RNG really is at the end with the double Koopas, but these runners can avoid almost every single pattern. There's like 1 or 2 super troll frame rules with the Koopas at the end of 5-1, but they're so rare that we'll usually not see much RNG involved in 5-1, and Roy takes a hit in 5-1. Bad spot. I mean, not the worst spot to take a hit, I should say, but there are power-ups in 5-2, but he certainly doesn't want to be taking hits at this point in the race. This is his 3rd power-up loss in the run.
All right, Goofy having to take a bonk at the beginning of 5-2. The bill fired. For Roy, not so much. He was able to get through there clean, and he's not opting for that first power-up. Looks like he's going to be taking the second 2 if he's going to power up in 5-2.
Good job avoiding the Hammer Bro here. He comes into this next Hammer Bro section, has to play it safe, and takes a hit.
The bros were not bros in that instant for Roy.
No, they were not. Fortunately, this time they are. Oh, and Goofy. Woo! That is some dodging expertise right there by Goofy Chocobo in 5-3.
In the words of our dear friend, Dodge Master Dooley, he is definitely playing the dodges tonight. Oh, boy.
Absolutely. Holy cow. And Goofy Chocobo now into 5-4. We'll see if he goes for the strategy that is named after RoyLT here. So this is the RoyL Good Bars. Yeah. So Roy, who Goofy is competing against, actually invented this strategy where you wait under that coin block for a couple in-game seconds, and then it'll always give you good fire bars so you can proceed through 5-4 quickly. And yeah, so Goofy doing the RoyL Good Bars strategy.
All right. So Roy into 5-4 now with only a mushroom. This is a very tough power-up grab if he wants to go for fire here in 5-4. So Goofy into World 6, taking the hop off the top of that coin block, as long as you take a full, beautiful grab by Roy at 5-4. If you take the full hop off those coin blocks in 6-1, you actually despawn the Lakitu's first throw of the Spiny, which allows you to get up those steps easy and just turns the level into just another bit of a breezer.
Yeah, and Roy challenging the Potaboos takes a hit. I wanted to mention about that power-up grab. He actually buffered a jump in there. So if you let go of A, then hit the power-up, in this case, it was a Fire Flower, and then hold A during the animation of him grabbing the power-up, you can actually buffer a jump in there, and that's what Roy did. He decided to challenge the Potaboos, which I actually like. I'll always challenge the Potaboos as well, because we do have 2 relatively easy power-up grabs in 6-1, and the Potaboos are usually good in 5-4. Obviously not always. This time for Roy, unfortunately, he had a super low first Potaboo, but very easy power-up grabs for him in 6-1, so it didn't lose a whole bunch of time.
Beautiful 6-2 for Goofy. We'll get into 6-2 with Roy. That was not an easy part for him. 6-2 is a level where if you get the patterns down perfectly, it's a nice, easy level. But if you get out of step at any point, it turns into a very difficult level with the Piranha Plants. Alright. Ooh, another beautiful bullet bill kill on Goofy's part. He is,
Goofy with all
dodging.
the dodges. Goofy's on a really nice run. I actually, I think I know what frame rule he's on, but I recognize that pattern. But really nice run for Goofy. I think he will play it in safe in 6-4, though. Yep. And Goofy does this little hesitation to ensure he'll get good fire bars here in 6-4. And then on his way to Bowser. 6-4 is actually a repeat of 1-4, but with more fire bars, more Potaboos, all these other enemies, and also Bowser starts throwing hammers in this level. So this is the first castle level where Bowser is throwing hammers.
All right, Roy going up top on a clean 6-3. He'll be getting in too. The hammers also introduce a little bit of lag. If you're not quick enough on that Bowser kill, you can easily lose a couple seconds there if your game lags a little too much with the sprite overload.
Yeah, we did not forget about the lag, by the way. We were getting there.
7-1, the increase of the Hammer Bros, pretty clean level for Goofy. He is running very strong right now. I do not believe he's made a mistake in this run so far.
No hits yet for Goofy. Obviously some safe strategies, but I think for the strategies he's playing, he certainly hasn't made any mistakes yet.
All right, opening up a little bit over of a level lead now on Roy as Roy gets into World 7, but Roy is fully powered up and ready to go. All right, back to the swim in 7-2. A repeated 2-2. It's just we're going to add a lot more bloopers and a lot more Jeeps, especially everybody's favorite, those nice quick-moving red Jeeps.
All right, Roy gets the 352 in 7-1 to remain about a level, depending on the length of the level, about a level behind Goofy Chocobo. These levels obviously are all of different length. Well, not all, but some of them are of different length. So it's hard to say he's one level behind or half a level behind or 3/4 of a level behind. But, you know, he's certainly got some time to make up. But we're starting to enter a pretty difficult portion of the run. 7-3, we've got the same thing as 2-3, but there's more Cheeps, there's Koopas, and then World 8. If you take a hit, and then especially if you take a death, things can get pretty treacherous. So Goofy Chocobo not in the clear yet.
Pretty much by the time you hit 7-2, you really don't have another chance to grab fire. So you'll see a lot of runners, if they take a hit, decide to go back to their any percent routes and just play small only for the rest of the run.
Yeah, it depends on the runner. Obviously, you could grab a power-up in 7-3 and then 8-2, but that's a long time to just be Big Mario only. So just depends on runner preference. But Roy making it through 7-2 cleanly. Goofy heading into 7-4. This next maze castle level. The other maze that we had was in 4-4. These runners know the maze, so they know which route to go. It's just a matter of not making a mistake.
Ooh. Nice strategy by Goofy through there. Roy is powering through these Koopas, powering past the Cheeps, and he's going to maintain a clean 7-3 here through the end. Just one last little jump here. That's it, nice and clean.
Will he go for flagpole glitch? He does.
Yes, and
couldn't quite tell. It looked like FFO. Maybe he landed on the second pixel and did D70 inputs. That would be an FDO. That is the code for the subpixel that Roy would land on, but in either way, it was a 1-frame late A input.
All right, 8-1 here, the longest level in the game. Definitely one of the trickier ones. More tricky is Small Mario. With fire, it's a little bit easier to go through and blast some of these enemies in the face, but still, there's a lot of treacherous jumps here where if you're off by a little bit, you're going to lose your power-up, and then you're going to be having a bad time for the rest of the game.
Absolutely, and Goofy making easy work of 8-1. You know, certainly being familiar with any percent and then also having fire, it becomes a lot easier, but also he's an expert even if he didn't have fire. Same thing with Roy. I think neither of these runners should have trouble in 8-1. I really hope I'm not commentator cursing Roy here. Beautiful duck jump to start 8-2. The question is, will Goofy be going for BBBB, made famous by Xerox Fiend? He is. Looks like it. Bonk brush, boing, and bounce. So that is the Xerox F BBBB strategy. A wonderful, safe strategy for races, or if you're just trying to get a PB, let's say in any percent, or even warpless, and you're ahead of your time, that's a really nice, safe strategy to take in 8-2. Well, Takate, the way you talk about it, it seems like you invented it, not Xerox. Well, I wish I had. All right, Roy into 8-2 as well. We'll see. I think he's probably going to go fast strats, but you never know. Goofy, meanwhile, able to fireball all of these bros out of the way. Doesn't get any troll bros, and a perfect 8-3 from Goofy. And Roy indeed goes with fast strats in 8-2. All right, let's see if we get a BBG. Does he get the shot? He does not get the shot. Oh, that is too bad. All right, 8-4, the final level. So a bit of a maze here, too, as you got to go down the correct pipes in order not to loop 8-4. Beautiful jump here to start. Duck jump in. Perfect time for Goofy. Roy sets up the 8-3 flagpole glitch with the buffer jump there at the beginning. So I think he probably knows that he's a little bit behind, and he's going to have some fun here. Just hoping that something happens to Goofy. Goofy almost shorts that turnaround. I think that was a pixel-perfect turnaround if his screen isn't cut off at all there. That was a little bit dangerous there, but fortunately for him, he didn't short it. All right, no FPG for Roy. Every single attempt was a fail. Any Royal Gabruz in chat would be absolutely perfect right now. Goofy with the final. Slides onto the forward Bowser. 19:16 on his. We've got a 19:21 official SRL time. Goofy Chocobo is your winner. Moving on the tournament. GG's for our man Goofy. Roy coming in hot.
Oh, misses the step there. Let's see if he goes for it.
Yeah, he went for the
does
one
not.
frame setup. It was a frame perfect jump, and he just missed the frame perfect jump. Gets the fast excel there, and shorts the turnaround by a pixel. That was 1 pixel short on the turnaround there. So
Ooh.
thankfully he recognized and adjusted, and now heads through the water section. Beautiful duck under the fire bar there. That'll keep his... We didn't even talk about the duck swim, but basically if you duck and swim at the same time, that'll change Big Mario's hitbox into a Small Mario hitbox, where only the bottom half of him is a hitbox. The swag fire kill on Bowser. GG to Roy, 20.05. I know it certainly wasn't the run he wanted with a few power-up losses, but still a 20.05 is a fine run. And, it's hard to beat a 19-16 in a race. So, it was always going to be a tough task for Roy with Goofy running such a clean race.
All right, absolutely. GG to both runners. 20.05 for Roy on his timer. 2013 SRL official time. See if we can get them both in here to have a chat. They are both great interviews. So while we're waiting on them, Takate, what were your thoughts on this race?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to tip your hat to Goofy. If you just run a clean race like that and put up a 19-16, it really puts the pressure on the other runner to have a mistake for your race. And unfortunately for Roy, 1-2 was 1-2. Even if you get the Fire Flower, that Troll Goomba can be a Troll Goomba there. And Roy just had to take the hit, and from there it was another power-up loss. So just unfortunate for Roy that things got off to a rough start. I don't know. Well, I'm sure when we talk to him, we'll find out more about what his mindset was there. But I mean, if you run such a clean race like that by Goofy, it's just going to be tough to beat for anybody. It doesn't matter who the other opponent is.
All right, and joining us now is the winner of our race, Mr. Goofy Chocobo himself. I'm tripping over my words because I was just excited just to see such a clean run from you, Goofy. How was it? Dude,
can you guys hear me okay?
Yep. Absolutely.
Man, my hands are shaking. That went much better than I thought it would. Did you guys see those patterns in 5-3, man? I mean, that was crazy.
Absolutely.
Though, dude, we were commenting on just how crazy those dodges and bops and things were. And then also in 6-3, you had some really nice ones.
Invoking Dodge Master Dueling.
Man, his spirit must have been with me or something, because, I mean, those 6-3 bullets were insane. 5-3 bullets, I mean, they were out to get me.
Yeah, they were, but you handled them very well. So you got to be happy with a 19-16. Aside from those two levels, I know when you went into 3-4, you played a little safe. Were you using the spreadsheet, or were you just planning on using safe strategies there?
So was not using the spreadsheet. I thought that might throw me off a bit. But I did decide to challenge the Potaboo, the very first one that, if you jump on like the last frame, you can get even the worst pattern. So I challenged that first Potaboo, but the rest was just playing it safe.
Gotcha. So we also have Roy in chat. Roy with a 20.05. I know it wasn't the run you wanted there, Roy, especially right there in 1-2. So just talk about your race there a little bit.
Yeah, definitely did not go very well at all. I honestly didn't do hardly enough warm-up. I've been too focused on Mario Maker 2 lately, and that's been a lot of fun. So when I booted up the old NES, I was like, oh my gosh, Mario falls really fast, and I had to get used to the physics again. So that kind of messed me up, but yeah, I should have done more practice, and that's just what happens when you don't practice for a while. But otherwise, I tried my best to try to keep up and recover as best I could, but bad things just kept happening. So
I didn't get to watch the race, Roy, but GG's, man.
Yeah, GG Goofy for sure. You took up a solid runtime there. I don't think I would have beat you even if I didn't lose power up, so that was really solid.
So, Roy, were you watching the race at all? Did you know how far you were behind? Because we started noticing you were going for the FPGs and everything towards the end.
I was watching the stream the whole time, and I was like, please, Goofy, just mess up something. Come on. I need to get back in this. But he just wouldn't do he wouldn't mess up. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go for everything.
Yeah, always fun to see the FPG tries. Unfortunately, weren't able to land one. Didn't get a BBG shot, but admire the ability to just go for the fun swag. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So Goofy, wanted to turn it over to you. Looking ahead, you're going to be facing the winner of Cosmic versus the Cull, and the last time there was a Warpless tournament, these two ended up facing each other in the finals. So you get to play the winner of their rematch. What do you think about those two?
Oh my gosh, both very solid runners. Ooh, that's gonna be good either way. Whatever the outcome is for Cosmic versus the Cole, I mean, that is gonna be intense. I'm super excited for their race and super excited to see just how things play out.
Absolutely, and Cosmic raced me at GDQ, and I don't want to spoil anything, but you guys should definitely watch the Cosmic versus Tecate race when it comes out, because Cosmic did something crazy. But anyway, if he wins, you'll be facing, of course, the world record holder. If the Cole wins, you'll be facing a guy with a 1912 PB who's been on 1904, 1905 pace late into runs, and also is a runner-up in a tournament and was in the top 4 last year in this tournament. So very difficult task ahead of you. Roy, your bracket, you go down into the second chance bracket. It's going to be unknown for a little bit who you play, because there's a possibility of 5 different runners that you could play. You could play the 7 seed ZZZ PC. You could play Jeremy MKW. You could play KT the Creeper. You could play Kaku, or you could play I'm Dangerous. So it all just depends. I believe KT actually may have forfeited from the tournament, so we're probably down to 4. But if it's ZZZZ, Jeremy, Kaku, or I'm Dangerous, that's all 4 of those are going to be an incredibly tough challenge.
Yeah, for sure. I know all of them are pretty good. So I'm looking forward to whoever it is that got a race.
Yep,
So
yep.
With this just about a month off you have till your next race, is it going to be back to Mario Maker 2 for a little while, Roy? Or are you
yeah, for sure. Right after this race, I'm going to go play some viewer levels or continue making a level I'm creating today.
Excellent.
I've been making some pretty cool stuff. So.
Absolutely. And looking ahead on the schedule, I know right now there's only 1 match on the schedule, and I'm not 100% sure if it's going to take place. I saw some comments about possibly moving it, but potentially, I don't know if Xerox is in chat. I shouldn't say tomorrow, but on, it looks like it's Friday now. I don't know. But anyway, Friday, July 5th, Xerox versus Supersonic. Not sure what the actual date and time of that matchup will be. But other than that, right now, our schedule is empty. I think with the GDQ, with the holiday weekend here in the United States, it's going to be a little bit of time before we see, the schedule ramp up again. But I think starting next week, we'll see a lot more runs in this tournament, a lot more matchups in this tournament. So we still got a ways to go. I mean, we're down to, still 7 people in the winners bracket, and we've got just a plethora of runners in the second chance bracket there. So a long way to go in this tournament. Make sure to continue following this tournament.
Absolutely. And with Supersonic and Xerox being the next scheduled one, I mean, we've got some great races that do have to get scheduled and do have to get scheduled pretty soon. GTAs versus LK is just going to be a barn burner of that. We mentioned Cosmic versus the Cole. And even on the second chance bracket, Kaku and Dangerous is going to be a very good run there as well. Same thing with Jeremy and ZZZ. So Dash Retro versus Mr. Cab, just a lot of fantastic races. Rupert and some guy named Tecate, I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, he's kind of an idiot, but
well, somebody's got to be the boss of idiots. So.
But so we got a great schedule coming up. Once again, congratulations, Goofy, on just an excellent run. And Roy, GG's. I know it's not the run you wanted, but a 20:05 with 3 power-up losses and a death, I think it was. That's still a nice time for that for that result. It's still a 20:05 is a nice time for 3 power-up losses and a death. But congratulations, Goofy, and that's all for me. You got any last words, Spork?
GG's again to Goofy and Tecate. I just saw
Tecate. I didn't race.
Tecate, GG and Goofy and Roy. Tecate, you did a great job on commentary as always. Fantastic.
Thank you guys for commentary, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah, guys.
I will commentate any of your runs, guaranteed. I just want to give a shout out to everybody at Speed Gaming for helping us put this together. Mr. Broadstone helped us out tonight. He's a volunteer, does a great job. Just want to shout out Rupert, who's not with us this week, dealing with some family issues. Just awesome guy all around, Rupert. He does a great job putting this whole thing together, and he is sorely missed tonight. We wish him absolutely the best. Final words from our runners. Goofy, we'll start with you. Any last comments?
I have been looking forward to this for a really long time. Like Roy and I go back a ways doing sub 5 attempts, and he's just a fun person to race against. He's got a good personality and just a good friend. So I've really enjoyed this, and GG's again, Roy.
Yeah, thank you, Goofy. You're an amazing speedrunner as well, and I hope to see you at the final round when I make my super epic comeback.
Heck yeah, man.
I heard a thank you, Goofy, in there.
Dude,
Thank you,
I said
Goofy.
thank you to Kate in 7-4. I really did to myself.
I believe we said thank you, Goofy, in 3-2 as well. But all right, that's going to do it for this episode for the Elder Spork. I am Takate. Once again, GG's to both of our runners. And we will catch you on the next episode, which is, again, currently scheduled for Friday. But we will see. Just stay tuned to the schedule. Have a great night, everyone.
See you guys.
See you all around.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching.